Back, I'm joined here by George. George, he's a die-hard FaZe fan. George, now what's it like to be here watching your favorite team play?
Finally, an event in Australia. It's really good. It's been so long since I had one. Not while I've been alive, at least. And yeah, it feels really good. Hopefully more events to come, yeah.
Oh man, more events to come, yes please. Now, we saw first map Cobble. It went pretty well for FaZe. What was for you, what was great about that matchup?
Just pulling over the clutches and everything. That's working really well together and stuff. Yeah, really good.
Map 2, it was all Astralis. It was pretty good for them. What went wrong in map 2 for the boys' FaZe?
Not to be a burden, but Ali was sort of underperforming and stuff. FaZe is doing all right and stuff, but...
All right, it's honest analysis. It's okay. It's okay.
But no, not to blame him, but I don't know, Astralis, especially KOB, was really outperforming FaZe there and stuff like that, yeah.
Now, is it true that you've got a massive FaZe tattoo on your chest?
Oh yeah, right above my chest, yeah.
Massive FaZe tattoo? Okay, that's a bit much, right? That's a bit full on. All right. There it is, man, FaZe up. You got anything you want to say to your friends, your family back home, or any of the FaZe fans watching?
Just my friends behind me, and Mito out there, and Fallen Editors at the bottom. Yep, that's about it.
That's it? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
He's done. What a legend, guys. Thank you very much. Well, he's dropping the mic and he's leaving. Oh, my God. What a champion. Guys, thanks very much. Back to you.
Well, I think Miles might have missed the memo about trying to control the Australian crowd. Don't leave the mic on the table. That's one of the rules here. All right, the train has rolled around the bend, and on the other side, it's the end of the line for one of these two teams now. But let's discuss a little bit more heading into this one here. This is actually a map that we see a lot from FaZe, and this is a map that they're generally quite comfortable on.
Just quickly, Mitch, that kid's analysis was more brutal than ours. That was savage. That was Thorin level.
Can you one-up that?
No, probably not. I'm too nice. I don't want to tear into anybody.
That's a shame. Okay, but is there any truth to that then? Let's tease this point out.
It's a harder map for an AWPer to get engaged in, right? You know, Nuke, it's not one where the AWPer, especially if the economy is getting punished, he can do a lot on, but Train is one where he can.
It was also pretty evident. I mean, they were countered to an extent on that Nuke map because they were out-rotated so many times in the second half. Astralis just played it really well, but Train is a map that we actually didn't see in the two grand finals between these two teams. The last time they played it was in Katowice, yes, but in the group stages and in that tiebreaker, which is interesting considering it was probably Astralis' strongest map at the time. On the other hand, FaZe, as well, as Chad pointed out, really play it a lot. Are a strong team on the map, have good distribution of roles in terms of positions. Keo does a pretty good job towards that B-bomb side.
So it's a strong map for both of these two teams, and I think it's pretty safe to say. I mean, what we've seen on Train from other teams, we saw a lot of that play from Optic there as well. We saw actually how much you could be rewarded by actually being a little bit aggressive on that map. We saw Mixwell getting very, very deep into position as well, pushing up against teams like the Chiefs who allowed him to have that room to breathe. And we might see that, and we saw that from FaZe at the end of Nuke.
Astralis are a team who likes to play aggressive on the CT side from time to time. They push Glaive up into that pop dog position. He can be quite menacing there. I think he has a partner, I forget who it is. It might be Dupree, that rings a bell. And then you have, like Yanko mentioned, how good Keo is on the inner bomb side. Then you have Zipnix on their side of the fence, who is also just as equally as good. And these guys get so many impact frags, they delay. And you might not notice, you know, the communication that these guys have to relay to their teammates rotating in is vital information. So they know exactly where to look, they know what's open, they know, you know, not getting caught with their pants down. And I think we just had the knife round going on, so that must be finished, and we might be able to get told what sides were picked.
That would be nice.
Any second now, I'm sure it might come through to us. But the last time these two teams met, it was the early days of FaZe. It was Nico just joined, and when they did play, they went down 0-10. FaZe were down 0-10 on their CT side and lost the match 16-8. But then when they played the tiebreaker format, which was MR3 rules, overtime rules, they were able to adjust their CT side and manage to take away the win from Astralis and go through that group. So they're very quick at adjusting. That's props to Carrigan and the boys.
The outer rush that we can see from teams like FaZe as well, the aggressiveness getting over on towards the ace side, may well be an ace up their sleeve here. Astralis surely going to have to be looking out for that. What do you think they're going to need to do on that CT side, at least, to try and nullify some of this aggression?
I mean, talking about adjusting, Astralis are probably the kings of adjustment when it comes to Train. We reference that game against VP, the grand finals of the major, all the time, pretty much. Device does a great job on the CT side of moving around. Sometimes he goes aggressive towards the upper ramp. Sometimes he's aggressive towards mid. Sometimes he's passive on the outer bomb side. It's really hard to kind of anti-strat his movement. That being said, FaZe has to try to be one step ahead of their opponents, right? If a Glaive if Astralis is very good at adjusting, you kind of need to predict what are the most logical ways for them to try and adjust and basically just be one step ahead.
It doesn't look like Device has had a huge impact with the AWP up until this moment, and if he wants to have one, it's going to be on this map because he's the primary and basically the only AWP Astralis have. I think Dupree does the secondary duties from time to time, but he's by no means, a
Very
default.
poorly.
Yeah, he's not a default secondary AWPer, whereas you flip over the coin and you look at this FaZe lineup, they have Karrigan who likes to pick it up. Obviously, Alu is the main AWPer, and Nico, he's very proficient with it as well. So they have 3 guys who can pick it up at any given time and poke and prod on that CT side and find some opening frags.
Do you think that's to Astralis' detriment that they don't normally run with a double AWP strat on this map?
It depends on your opponent, and I think they definitely make the 4 rifles 1 AWPer work better than anybody else at the moment, and they don't really rely on it. The problem becomes when your main AWPer is struggling or your only AWPer is struggling, you don't have that string to your bow. But we saw on Nuke how proficient Device was with the rifle as well. It's not like he needs that AWP to have an impact. He still had a very decent Nuke game. So I wouldn't take anything away from them, but Train is a very AWP-heavy map.
And how do a team like FaZe avoid being put in a position where they have to keep turtling up like we saw on Nuke? What was it that they had to cope with to force them back into such passive positioning?
I think they just need to be more aggressive on the CT side. Like in general, when you play Astralis, you don't want to play passive. Even on a map like Train that is CT-sided, right? You want to kind of force the issue yourself, maybe towards Ivy, maybe towards B holes. You can even go for that aggressive move towards mid. So a lot of things to do. Let's see how FaZe decide to approach it.
One more time into the breach. FaZe in Astralis. This little chapter of the story ends here on Train. And of course, it's going to be Pansy and Moses to take you in.
Yeah, hopefully they won't have to close up the wall with the dead, but we'll find out any second now as the Astralis will be up on the CT side. T side will be FaZe Clan, and it is finals time here between these two. Third map, it all comes down to this.
Nade's already out. This is going to be fast-paced. Karrigan, he's made some progress down the Train avenue. Smoke's blocking off information from Glaive, but it's Alu and Nico. This is going to be the main crux of this attack, and they've got Karrigan to deal with, not even looking that way. Here comes the second player, can't get a kill. Karrigan finds Glaive, he's distracted. The bomb site is under pressure, and Dupree, he's got so much to do and he can't.
FaZe, when you get up close and personal in people's faces like that, that's almost just rude. Astralis, no chance to even fight back into this. It feels Device sure got one, but the rest seem near on impossible. We'll see Alu close, waits for it. Dink comes in, Device hits nothing. He gets fallen off the angle. Zibnik's now trying to play back into it, but again, it seems like FaZe is just impossible to land a shot on.
Yeah, that was such an aggressive take on that outer bomb site. It was really not a whole lot. Great distractions from Karrigan. His entire job is to basically just stay alive, make sure peel one of those players away. If Karrigan's not progressing that much, there's a sandwich over towards Ivy, and it's only because he pulls Glaive's attention that Nico and Alu were able to get out.
Now, Astralis actually recently have had very weird results on this map, I guess you could say. In offline events, it's actually been still pretty good. They've managed to beat SK recently. They did, of course, lose to FaZe during Katowice, but that was in that weird OT format, so it didn't really kind of feel like a normal game. But outside of that, online, they've actually been a bit shaky. So in comparison to FaZe, who've just been outstanding, to be fair. So we'll see how this one pans out for Astralis. Deagles galore, but nice buy coming in for FaZe. Got a MAC-10 sitting on Alu, Karrigan with a UMP, but not much utility to put into play just yet.
One of the things FaZe has going for them on this map is we always talk about players who seem to be specialists on certain maps. This is one where Rain has frequently had very good games on. Speaking of which, he opens up on a Device. Kirby again now. Nico's holding that angle though, and they're waiting for the repeat, but Dupree's gonna shut down Alu. The Deagle's coming to bear here. Can they get any more? There's long range. Karrigan finds one. That's gonna open up the Train, and he's gonna get a second one. Flank comes in, but there's no impact from it whatsoever, and FaZe have survived the danger.
Yeah, 3 rifles up as well, even better. Alu only had the MAC-10, so it's not even the biggest loss in the world. Kiebi looking to try and make it costly, but you can see FaZe just aren't playing to their tune.
Yeah, no reason to face against this Deagle now. If need be, you don't even need to chase this. Just let him have it into the next round. Yes, it's a little bit dangerous, but you're going to be very, very pleased just going up against the Deagle and 4 USPs.
You appreciate those stickers as well. He's already ready for the matchup. He knew it was coming.
That's not bad. That's quite nice.
Astralis, I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, it's time to keep hold of that. And again, there's limited reasons as to why to chase for FaZe. They've still got perfect rifles sitting up. They've got everything there that they need to go forward with. The UMP's perfectly fine. They can buy another MAC-10 or drop that out to Alu if he wants, and Karrigan can do as he pleases.
Wouldn't be the worst idea to drop the UMP over to Alu as the AWPer, get him some money. See, send him out first, even get 2-3 kills, build up some bonus money so he can keep rebuying that AWP as much as he'd like. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yep. So
Great
4
point.
AKs as well.
Yeah, perfectly brought up here. Karrigan, of course, the only one to truly upgrade as such. And all you see from Astralis is that deagle there. They're just absconding away from this round almost.
Flash is over now, and this is going to be an aggressive hit. No, it's not. They slow things down, but Keo has gotten into position. Just teasing it a little bit. As Keo tries to find something, Dupree's going to be right around the corner. This is interesting, the AK leading the way, and that's punished. Interesting to see. Instead, it's going to be a hit towards the lower bomb site. There's 4 players outside. They're rotating back so quickly. FaZe might get caught here. This is a little bit dangerous, but thankfully, because there's no upgraded pistols, they can survive that. A little bit of a blunder, it almost felt like. And I mean, speaking of blunder, Dupree's got an AK-47. He's going to drop it over to the armored player and take the deagle. Seeing if they can get any more, and that's the curious part, is Keo with the AK going out alone.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an error, maybe a bit of misjudgment. Again, you know, this is the final map of this best of 3. They've gone all the way. You do make occasional errors. It's a little bit curious, though, to see it at this point. But again, though, a nice bit of a bonus for Alu there. We said it'd be nice for him to get the kills, and he did find 2. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, this is so dicey. He's chasing on his own as well. Finds Dupree. Kirby doesn't peek off that, but he can take more rifles away from them. There's the peek. Oh, and he does get one. That's Karrigan, but Nico cleans him out. So good trade for FaZe. They'll take that any day. Force KRB to buy a rifle in this round. Yeah, Alo with 2 kills, that's going to be nice for him. Even choosing to keep that UMP into the 4th round is FaZe. Why not? Alo picking up the AWP.
Here we go. This is game time now. Device, bit of a quiet performance throughout this, I guess, this stage of the tournament so far. Maybe not up to the supreme play that we've seen on occasion, but he's seemingly okay. It's just okay is not what you expect from someone like Device. And again, a miss comes through, but Kirby is there instantly. So no threat, no harm, no foul, I guess, at this point. We did see a look from FaZe towards B, but no real commitment there. They've already backed away Rain and Alu.
It seemed like they wanted to go there. That smoke just kind of forces him back. Nico's going to find the duel, and Glave's not ready for it. His defense getting peeled apart. You can see them rotating across the map so quickly, not sure where to be positioned. Device can't even find necessarily a spot that he wants. Oh, now he does. That's nice. And he's going to find Nico, not suspecting it whatsoever. And still FaZe, even with that kill, they haven't made progress anywhere. Again, Rain's going to find a duel here against KRB, but he's got to be mindful of Device. That's sick. Around the edge of the smoke. Beautiful find. Still the bomb is not picked up. It's so far away. Alu hasn't even made a move yet with his own ult.
Yeah, this is really curious why it's so far back. I think Rain's going to try and recover it now, but he's only got 12 HP, but they still have time to play with. They do have a couple of mollies, but they're leaving it very, very late in the day here. But I guess it's keeping Astralis guessing to a degree. You're still having to keep Zipnix relatively trained towards that B site just in case. But Alu and Keo already starting to make progress here towards that A bomb site. Dupree playing by Hell. So I wonder if he's going to find much here. Device still looking, and the timing is great. Alu finds Dupree, and there's the second hit comes in. Alu has been imperative this round. Quiet on Nuke, but this is his moment, and Zipnix did find one, but one's not enough up against these boys. Good work there from Alu.
Yeah, that was so dirty. That second shot of Device, they needed that as well. And this time, I mean, we've seen through a lot of the first 2 maps, it was Astralis who's able to play the patience game and actually come out on top. This time, it's Dupree who blinks first. That's so long for him to just have to wait in that cubby, getting no information, having no concept of what's coming, and Alu ready for it there. A little bit of a pause, a tech pause, but right back into it, the players say. 4-0. There's the crowd. They got quiet for a little bit. They can't possibly be tired, Lauren.
No. You guys tired? No, I think they're all right. I think, maybe Feed the Snake kind of kicked in a little bit for a while. They've had their little nap. They're waking back up. All right, I'm going to be real with you, Sydney. I want to see how loud you can get here in this game. It's 4-0 right now. I want to see you guys get ready for this entire matchup. Sure, this round's not the one. I'm not going to ask you to rush it. But when it's time, I want to hear you guys get loud. Right now, Kievi's trying to find the fight, and it's not going to work out. FaZe push him down hard. Device the only one to fight back. And he's only got a back 10 for all of his work.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a consolation prize, but can't really get too much from this moving forward. Bomb's going to get planted. That was some aggression from Astralis towards the inner bomb site. Really, really nice focus by FaZe. Be prepared for it. Drop everyone. Device, I mean, his best case scenario right here is just to get a gun to save out for the round, but he's already been spotted, so that chance is gone. Nades raining in as well, down to 9 HP. Astralis, we saw that tech pause briefly. That's a good kill, but they might want to take a tactical. I think they need to get started very, very quickly on the CT side. 5-0 already for FaZe. They can't let it get too far out.
It does feel like Astralis, even when they've had the buys, it was just such quick hits coming through. That Alu play just kind of defined so much here. So again, maybe this could be a starting point, or maybe they don't feel they need it yet. Although that scoreline is looking a little condemning. I think it's very much on that verge of, all right, guys, you might need to call it here. Even though maybe you could argue those rounds were unlucky or not, it doesn't really matter. Scoreline starts to sit true, so we'll see what they can do here. Nade comes in, Flash follows, but a quick play down from Pop and Range, right on the verge, but a good trade. Nico's there right away, does not let Rain die in vain. But instantly, there's fire coming through, down by the first train. Nico gonna have to adjust, be careful. But there's so much danger in these smokes.
Yeah, tough spot for Nico, but he's out in open space. He's at least going to be happy about that. He spotted one bomb train, now he's spotted KRB. This is going to be tough, though. He's down low. Device has got an angle with the MVP. There's Kerrigan in long range, getting pinned down, but he wins the fight anyways. KRB can't do it. Device is forced back. That allows Nico to pounce, but he's burned alive. The bomb train, so many nades are being thrown at it. It's under pressure, and it's Device and Zipnix to alleviate it. Alu, he gets the wall bang, but it's not going to get the kill. There's Astralis, no timeout needed.
Back to the wall CS there, if you've ever seen it. So much pressure coming in towards that outer bomb site then. And then FaZe kind of just slow down for a second, take the fights. And thankfully for Astralis, I can imagine they actually win them out for once. It feels like it's a little while since we've seen that. Those early trades, Nico coming right back in off the back of Rain getting taken down. It looked like that was another FaZe round coming through, but no, not to be this time. Now FaZe, what do you throw at us here? What's the next look that you're going to bring out for us? It looks a little different so far. Maybe a play towards B. Zipnix, prepare yourself for this one. 3. Bits of utility coming through. You can see the molly down there, the flash, the nade. Will they commit?
Yeah, they've gotten control of box halls, and what this has done is pulled Device over. So it alleviates some of the defense outside. Dupree's playing inside ladder room, Glaive and connector. And forced to dedicate Device here as well is going to deny some information towards the choke points with that AWP. Critical weapon in its positioning. And FaZe is slowly going to constrict here. Kerrigan's throwing a bit of a fake out towards Ivy, and yeah, this is what it's going to be. Depending on the success, FaZe can actually choose to drop down ladder if they want to, but it's looking like it's poised to be a B hit.
Yeah, Kerrigan's the one, as you said, throwing everything to kind of throw doubt in their mind. Kiebi and Glaive still having to deal with that, but it's ready, and it's about time to see that hit towards B. Zipnix and Device. Device looked away for a second, and look what's happened. They're already out on the B side. Now Alu's going to take the fight, but loses out drastically towards Zipnix. But an instant trade, Rain is there, and he won't let this fall too far away from where he wants it to go. But now the bomb's planted and the site is theirs. 3 players here. Kerrigan on the lurk fails. He couldn't make it happen. Dupree was there, but Device finds Kyo. That's important. And now down to Nico and Rain to keep this one together, to try and get another on the board for FaZe. As Rain waits patiently. Device takes down his teammate. It's all on Rain now. Dupree working his way in. And as this happens, he does manage to take him down. It's a 1v3. Pop flash goes. It's not deep enough. They can see it. They can see everything. Oh, what a shot, but nothing more. Kierby keeps it in check, even as that got quite close.
Yeah, so dangerous, but the plant is going to help FaZe buy into this next round, and it's forcing a lot of rebuys, keeping the money low from the Astralis side of things. FaZe still is a pretty good shot at breaking the economy here. Almost make it work. It was a nice phase, and Kerrigan had a player outside pinned down as long as humanly possible, but nice rotations from Astralis, and obviously giving a lot of time for Device with that AWP. Him being inside and far back took so much time to pin down players, to find the picks before the retake really has to come in force.
Now, another new approach coming out from FaZe. This is so nice. They seem to have so much variety here. We've got 3 players now down by Ivy. Rain and Kyo. A little further away, Kyo just kind of tendering towards B, showing like, hey, look, we're still here. You can't push up. You can't find that free information. We're going to keep you under pressure. Now Dupree playing close by Pop. Could be under strain soon. The nade will force him away a little further. Down to 50 HP now. That's a problem. As Kyo's eyeing it up.
Yeah, look at this double stack in ladder room, though. That's going to be so dangerous if FaZe decide to attack. I mean, either down ladder or out T mid. That'll be a tough thing to feel out. Dupree watching that mid choke point. Still FaZe have not committed anywhere. A lot of utility being used towards Ivy. Smoke on one, Molotov on the other. Extinguishing their own Molotov so they can have a different avenue of attack. 2 players here. Kirby waiting at an off angle. Kerrigan gets blinded though. That's a little bit of a mistake. Nades out. Nico's gonna win that fight. Kirby loses a step with the HE nade. But remember, even if this hit comes in, this can be a fast flank up ladder. Molotov is gonna isolate Rain. He's all on his own, but he gets out anyways. That's Zipnix looking for his flank as well. They know Kerrigan.
Such a problem now. Zipnix is terrified. He can't be safe in any of the angles. He's going to take the fight on. Alu's going to try and win the fight, loses out. But in the meantime, Zipnix did find Kerrigan, so some angles are safe. But will they expect Nico? Would you expect another player? Would it matter? Kio's going to find Glaive on the site, and now it's Device cowering in the corner, trying to keep hold of that orb, but the first tag comes in. Looks to his left, looks to his right, and tries to run away.
Yeah, you have a chance if you're Device there to kind of make that clutch a thing. It's just they're so far progressed on the lanes that it would take far too long. Nico's even chasing down. Oh, that's a nice little parting shot. Gonna go for more, but Nico scares him back away. Anyway, this is gonna be a 6th round for FaZe, and like we said, money is still an issue for the Astralis side. They're not gonna have a great buy. This off is so important, and it's not gonna be brought into the next one. Nico finds it. That's a crucial kill.
It still feels like Astralis haven't found an answer to what FaZe are doing at all. I'm hoping there's a pause coming in for them soon to get a real rein on what FaZe are bringing into this. But again, FaZe have shown so many different looks already.
It's a lot of pressure that FaZe is putting on Ivy pretty much every single round, very consistently. It's always the same look, and it's usually either just 2 to 3 people, and that's the tough part. You never know if it's going to be the hit or if it's just going to be the distraction, because they've shown Kerrigan lurking there. Now they've shown Nico and Kerrigan working it together. They've shown 3 people attacking it pretty aggressively as well. So, I mean, they're keeping Astralis really unsure of what's coming. And again, that's one thing, Kerrigan, I mean, he pretty much told us in the interviews the recipe to beating Astralis in his mind. It's going to come down to hitting the shots. It's going to come down to whoever can be the most random. And at the moment, with FaZe switching so many things up, they're winning that battle.
If you're Astralis, how do you read that? You're sat there going, well, it just doesn't make sense. Do we get aggressive, try and take the fights, and then you play into the next step in Kerrigan's book, which is necessary, just hit the shots if you come out on top in that, and they've got such firepower, and it's turning up. You highlighted right at the start. He's already showing like a little bit of something to him, but we are back on the way. A very light purchase here for Astralis. Only a P250 or 2, a little bit of utility on Glaive just to do maybe a bit of damage ideally, and it does a good bit of damage, but it doesn't really matter. So much firepower comes pouring through main.
Yeah, I mean, this is just no finesse in this round. Brute strength. Even the dink on Kiyoshima doesn't distract him whatsoever. Karabi's brought low. This is going to be an easy one. It's going to be a quick one. Sit next, just seeing if he can find anything. Not going to happen. And then, yeah, this is the question now. Astralis, you have to find something, some kind of information to let you know what's coming. That Ivy defense they have is pretty passive, all things considered. I mean, Karabi's been playing some off angles. He's been playing it back. A lot of utility used by FaZe there kind of forces that issue, but I really think Astralis needs to find some way to stop that success at Ivy from FaZe.
Well, this is a round they can try and do it in. Device is going to be something glass cannon, bit of a problem there for him. I wonder if he's going to be maybe a difference maker. He used to be so good at being able to go aggressive in certain places, but no. He's away from that, but Dupree and Kievi maybe? No one again, but Device just takes the fight. That wins it out. Seems like it's been a while since we've seen that work out, but again, a quickened pace from FaZe here. They are looking for the fights actively. And they're not going to find them just yet. Already, though, Device, again, a new angle. It works for him. Now Dupree gets a glimpse of one, and now has to ready himself. It falls into the hands of Glaze to land the shot, but Device, again, is there. He's everywhere on the map. You can't get away from him. And Alu's now shaking left, right, center. Where is this guy? Where's he going to be? He finds Device instead, and it's Glaive to close it down. But what on earth was that round from Device? He was everywhere then.
Yeah, that's so sick, and you want to see more of that, don't you? Because, I mean, especially if you look back towards Nuke, a lot of the issues they had in the CT side were solved by him having a very, very aggressive round, just going outside, taking the fights, and winning them. This round as well. Astralis, that defense is under so much pressure, and he just straight up goes and takes the fight in mid. I mean, Alu could have been there. Unfortunately, it was Nico throwing a nade, but that's the thing. Device can just wield so much power, so much influence on how these rounds are dictated. And this is the thing. They've put him over towards Ivy for this exact reason. But that round, he just gets deleted. Alu shuts it away. Now there's 2 players here, though, still.
There's a gap in that smoke. That's a big problem, but somehow Kerrigan still gets down to free. That's gutting almost here at this point. Xyp9x now next in line to try and keep control of this A side of things, but the bomb's gone down. It's all on its own, but it doesn't really matter. Astralis are falling like flies, and FaZe are just playing out their mind here.
Yeah, Karabi's going to be a little bit disappointed in his performance that round. A wild spray, does some damage. Even with the gap in the smoke, you think that's going to be at least 1 kill guaranteed, but it's not. Great read from Astralis. Put Device over there with the AWP, but Alu is just so fast on that peak. There's 1 kill from Xyp9x. We know how good he is in these clutches. We saw him win a 1 versus 4 on Nuke. This time, though, Nico has outmaneuvered him.
And this T side seems so hard to contain. It seems like FaZe, as soon as they just switch things up, and this is the start, I imagine, from Alu's perspective here. Oh, fast as lightning. Device, what chance did you have? He was already holding the angle. That's the more impressive part.
Yeah, it's not even there's no flashbang with that. There's no nothing. That's just Alu saying, I will win this fight. Beautiful, beautiful shot from him, and that's the nightmare. This is going to be a nade stack in T-mid, more than likely. 3 nades out. Zipnik still has his. What's the read from FaZe? Do they turn away? Because those nades do no damage, which is nice for them, but oftentimes you'll see aggressive play towards the inner bomb site once a nade stack is discovered. This just happens to be around that FaZe is running a bit more of a default.
Nico going for the test there, see if anyone would dare shoot back at him. A little bit of a spray to follow, and Rain now waiting so patiently. Alu finds one, not threatened yet. There is another there, but still looking for more. Nade comes in, that'll catch a bit of damage. That's a problem. Problem's dealt with. Alu, no worries, no stress. Now the stress begins. Glaives there finds Kerrigan. Zipnik's taking a bit of a brave fight, but they have no armor here.
Yeah. This is great positioning as well from Kiyoshima. He's opened up the inner bomb site. So only down to Zipnix, and at least, I mean, this is nice. He'll find an AK-47, which means, I mean, the bomb's not planted. He could try and go for it, but I think that with the positioning that Kiyoshima had, it will turn away from that. Now, Kyo can't make the same mistake he did on Nuke, right? Now, it seems like he's learned his lesson. He's not trying to peek. He's not trying to find that fight, that one-on-one with Zipnix, because if that kill goes down, then yeah, Zipnix has a chance to go for it, however small the window is. I think Zipnix is basically just saying, if someone walks into this, great, otherwise I'm just keeping the AK-47.
It's probably the best idea. And ideas don't always work out practically.
They don't. Sometimes they're very nice and just don't pan out.
A little bit of a dream there, it felt, you know. Just it was like, please, just make it work for once. It doesn't, and Astralis stay pretty much under the thumb of FaZe so far.
We had that wonderful FaZe fan in the intermission talk about Alu maybe not showing up so much on Nuke. Well, Chad said it's not exactly the best map for an AWPer. Train is an AWPer's paradise, and Alu is showing some good stuff so far in this.
Yeah, maybe just being called out by, you know, your own fans. Just like, Jesus Christ, all right, time to play. But all in all, though, this is far better from Alu as well. Such impact. Now, Zipnik's maybe getting a bit of a read here, or whatever's happening, they are getting a read. Now, Rain and Kerrigan are still trying to sell that this is that A hit coming through, which Dupree and Glaive are trying to ready themselves to handle. The device is over here at B with Zipnix, and that's where the real hit is coming in. We've got to watch that. Zipnix now trying to hold on towards Kyo, but Alu to the right. Zipnix this time switched on, doesn't let it slip, and there it is, the follow-up. Good work from Zipnix there. He was the backbone of that not working out for FaZe pretty much. The first time we've seen them really go for that B hit.
I mean, so much is said about Zipnix and how good he is at clutching. I mean, and obviously that's the case, but one thing that he's phenomenal at, one of the best in the world, is his positioning and movements in bomb sites and fights. I mean, he's the anchor at the B bomb site here, which is no easy task. He's the anchor on the bomb site of Mirage. And I mean, it's the same skill set that allows him to be such a good in those positions and also clutching. His ability to find one-on-ones, even during bomb site executes. The way he uses that train, he fights the upper player and then crouches down, makes sure the upper player can't hit him, takes out Alu, and then returns to the other one-on-one. It's really beautiful stuff to watch. 4-9 now for Astralis as they try and mount this comeback, hanging on by just a thread.
It's a dwindling thread at this point as well. It feels like if FaZe keep bringing the fire that they've been bringing towards A, I don't know if Astralis even actually have an answer to that yet, as that's been working out so well for them. Astralis may be finding it hard to read what FaZe is doing when it's this sort of explosive and very kind of in your face, very dependent on picks. You can't play that same style that you would against your Fanatics of the world. It just doesn't seem to work. FaZe have a very good read into how Astralis likes to play, but this is different. Kievi going for the aggressive information play down Ivy. He's seen nothing here. So he's going to position himself quite aggressively there for a little while, but this can at least filter the information back to the other four now.
Alu's feeling confident. He wanted to go for a peek down that lower ramp with the AWP, but that smoke forces him back.
Do it.
Just in time for device to rotate. Look at this play though. Actually, look at Kirby. He's flanked all the way around. They're prepared for it, which makes this awkward. This is so much information though. He knows they're not Ivy for once. He's gonna go for more. He's trying to be aggressive here, trying to find a kill. He's definitely got them pinned in, and that's the bomb. That's the bomb dropped so far away. Nico's got a job to do, and this smoke is making it so awkward. One-man army from Kirby at the moment.
Yeah, Nico's going to be at least able to pick up the bomb if he wants it, but he's not going to just yet. And Alu's there with him as well.
So is Device. Device is pushed up towards Ivy. That's going to be great cover. I don't know if they'll expect this whatsoever. They can get the bomb without him seeing it.
And here we go. We're going to find out if he is ready. Oh, they must. Oh, Device, those are 2 for 1. I think he got the tag. But that's more than enough. Now they know everything. The plan has been completely unraveled. But there's still Rain sitting pretty, and he's in a good spot here. A 1v1 against Zipnix for a couple of seconds until Device is back right about now. Doesn't matter. Rain taking the fight on the ladder is pretty unusual. Now Alu's left in a 1v4 to try and pull this one back. Not going to happen. The aggressive plays work out for Astralis. and FaZe get quite a really uncomfortable situation there.
That's crazy, the amount of attention, or I mean, aggression from Kirby in that round. The push is one thing, but once he's spotted out, to stick around, play with that smoke, and find some duels, that's some big boy Counter-Strike. That's really good stuff from him. He throws that entire round to hell for FaZe. That was a nice pick from a couple rounds ago.
Just nice to remind you, and we see a little bit of a team knife as well. Glaive just getting stabbed in the back. But this is a big B hit. Look at the pace coming in from this. They've got the Tech-9s out, they've got the mollies. Dimnix, good luck, my friend. You've got to handle the wave of FaZe, and he does with Device just behind him. He's got his back, and they shut it out. Recovery from Astralis, but still a very strong lead from FaZe. They go up 9-6 at the moment. This is still a very strong half from them. Astralis need to come out and bring everything they have on their T side because FaZe are looking so damn good right now. Six to 9 on the half. FaZe lead, but Astralis aren't far behind. This pistol round is so important.
Massively important. Grand finals riding on this second half of the third map here in Sydney. And out of the gate, good utility device, Molotov, smoke. Molly is used towards inside. He's the only one here. This is Device being isolated, just taking control of box halls. Now, no one's close enough to really get that intel, so I don't think it's going to force rotation. Alu being here is designed from the start. Kerrigan and Rain able to man down Ivy if need be. Nico at the bomb train. Looks like Ivy is again going to be tested. We've seen so much play in Ivy.
You're going to be going through 3 players, Rain, Kerrigan, and Nico. I wouldn't fancy those odds, but Astralis are up for the challenge, it seems. Now, how do Device and Glaive play into this? They're the next piece in this puzzle. first bit of utility gets put down to play, and here we go. The three players mount the attack. Kerrigan backs away, prepares. Rain does the same, and Rain's going to strike first. Dupree falls, and now the rest of FaZe are ready. Rain will not back down. That's 2 big kills to keep this round sitting evenly for now, but the rest of Astralis are now responding. They're onto the A site for now, as Keo shuts them down.
Yeah, once they got to the bomb train, there was just nothing left. It was just one player. They couldn't swarm. Clinical shots from FaZe. That was so dangerous, though. If Rain doesn't get those 2 kills, or if he doesn't close down Ivy early on, that could have easily been the pistol round for Astralis. Very nice shots.
So we see the UMPs coming out to play.
That's not both pistol rounds in this map for FaZe as well. That's a little bit scary if you're an Astralis fan.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game has been quite scary for Astralis fans.
Yes, I think so as well.
6 to 10. It's still very much on life sets. Keo gonna have to be taken on Xyp9x, who plays pretty much the same positions at this point. Always fun to see those matchups going down between each other, but for now, of course, not much to sit beside Xyp9x to take this fight on with.
Kiyoshima uses Molotov as soon as he saw someone. That's intel that will be passed along. Actually, Rain getting caught out in the open. Glaive almost found himself an easy kill. Rain gets put on notice. He's forced back. So that's some of the pressure on the outside bomb site. Alu's rotated back, meanwhile, to inside due to the pressure on Kiyoshima. That's just one player. Xyp9x, only the one who's caused that rotation. Still 2 smokes on the Astralis side. This is looking like they're all starting to reconvene through the white halls over towards the inner bomb site. One more smoke goes down on the lower ramp. 56 seconds on the clock.
Definitely get a plan out of this. I don't know about much more, but 50 seconds now. Rain, Nico, and Kerrigan aren't going for information, so they have no idea. It may be a feel thing, it could be maybe a bit of sound. Who knows how this plays out? But Alu, as you said, was designed to be here pretty much from the start. He hasn't moved, so Keo gonna be close, Alu further back, and I think we're gonna see the smokes coming in right about now. First smoke goes down, no hit at all.
This is going to be a lot of pressure on Kiyoshima, though. Alu at this range, watching upper ramp. This is not the best weapon you'd want, especially with head armor on a couple players. Here they come. Keo gets one, but he's dropped. Too many players streaming out upper ramp. Not enough bodies, not enough power to hold him back. There's Alu, though, on the rotation. Picks off one more. Rain as well. Xyp9x can't move forward, and all of his teammates are gone. Aggressive retake from FaZe. They shut it down quick, but the plant, it's going to be nice for Astralis. They would have liked some more economic damage, but it wasn't to be.
A bomb plant isn't the worst thing in the world to walk out with, but FaZe keeping 4 alive and playing off the retake very collected. Another great response. So it's not like Astralis have much more in the bank to work with. They just kind of have to sit this round out, and FaZe probably, if it goes the way it should, going to get to 12 here.
Yes, I mean, the massive advantage. Alu's already got the AWP out as well, so you have to imagine he's going to be playing it very, very passively. To bring that out against, you know, P250s, even Deagles, that would be a great gun if Astralis got fortunate enough to find some way to drop that. Fades out. Keo gets, or Kirby, excuse me, gets away quickly. Rain in the ladder. This is what he wanted to do last time, and Glaive thought maybe he could punish it again, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, and this is that's right off the bat. Rain in that position, that's a lot of danger kind of gone away. He'll have a lot of intel, a lot of fast rotations that he's able to pull off from there, and it might not even matter. No utility as well. They're basically relying on Dupree's Deagle to find some pick to give them a gap in the defense.
And that's going to be so hard to find. He has to get past Nico, I guess, and now Xyp9x, if he drops down, going to have to get past Rain. Now, Dupree might actually misinform Xyp9x, saying it's either under you or not, it doesn't matter. There it is. The 2 blows come through, and there's the final one from Kerrigan. Nice and easy, very well kept. Not over-exuding themselves, not getting restless, not wanting to close out early. Calm, collected, and patient.
There's a lot of pressure on this round right now. The first gun round that Astralis gets, they've got to start stringing them forward. This is kind of the unfortunate side of losing both pistol rounds is already phases up towards 12. Already they have a lot of money built up behind this because of the SMGs, because they haven't lost too many players. Astralis need this round.
Show us what you're made of, Astralis. This is your time. Free, going to be on the receiving end of a bit of damage. Xyp9x 2, my word. This is not the start you're wanting. This is not stuff our dreams have made of. As now FaZe has so much of an upper hand without even knowing it.
Yeah, that's great chip damage. Nice timing onto Kiyoshima. We talked a lot about those 2 players. It's the site that both of them are defending, and Xyp9x now attacking the position he defends. Kiyoshima gets the better this time around. Dupree and Device brought pretty low as well, or at least decently with some chip damage. And look at this mid-round push. That's going to be Kerrigan over towards Ivy. He's about halfway up, so maybe there's a timing he wants to go for information. Instead, he's just going to fall back as Astralis reconvenes, but it doesn't seem like they have kind of a set plan of what they want to do. Rain's going to brave the flames for now.
This is so patient from FaZe. They're not pushing at all. They've not really moved a muscle. They actually pulled, I guess, Alu away from A and put him over towards B, kind of hedge their bets. They were playing 4-1 at the beginning, but why not do it?
This is where Astralis really needs Device to come out in this hit. He's not going to be the one leading the way. He's going to be the one protecting his teammates at range, and they need him to find kills quick.
The Rain is ready. He's close by. If he commits in towards Pop now, he needs to get the timing right. But no, Astralis don't actually make the full hit here. Now they do. Good timing on the flash. Makes Rain turn around, gives Glaive the opportunity. Now Nico's next in line. Has a good line of sight, and Kerrigan is getting up close and personal. Nico delivers. Dupree goes down, and Kerrigan is there. But there you go, finally a break back. Device gets one and follows up with Yerby. But Alu on the bottom, you just don't expect it. 10 seconds now. He wants it all, and he's not going to get him his teammate. Whoa! Alu, it's everything you'd want. Job done, bomb defused. And Astralis, you've got to be distraught after that sort of round.
What a save from Alu. Gutsy staying on the bomb train like that. The kill on top of the train, the Tech-9 Device was so close to hitting that shot. He kills the flanker coming down ladder as well. It's Kiyoshima who gets that kill on the Glaive for Alu, but Device is just left stranded in the open. There's nowhere he could really go. That's 13, that's heartbreaking, and there's a pause now. Timeout, Astralis, they need to figure it out.
And here is FaZe as well, cutting a new figure. You look over at them, 2 warps as well. That's something we haven't seen yet. Kerrigan's now picked one up, and why not? Certainly very diligent. We know that Nico likes it too. They have so many viable options on FaZe. Options are plenty.
It's good. I like the switch in that FaZe has done here as well, because they know if there is a buy this round, it's going to be low on economy. So they know that there won't be as many smokes, as many flashbangs streaming down those lanes. Instead, Astralis with that plant. Yeah, at least they get the plant last round. That's going to help with it'll be a full losing bonus in the next one. So next round they'll have everything they want. This is actually maybe a little bit even more dangerous than if they had gone for AKs in this round, because they have the smokes that can go deep. They have the smokes that can block off those AWPs. If they can force a retake, they could do something.
Is Alo going for this? We've got Keo pushing up as well. Oh, this is nice. Zimix might have worked it out, but it doesn't matter. Keo's the one to find it. Maybe not expecting him up there in that sort of position. So now the rest of Astralis are left scratching their heads going, well, this is a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, and Alu actually fired the AWP from that position, so they're probably telling themselves there's one up there. They have no idea yet that Kerrigan has one as well.
Now what do they do? I think the smokes are just about starting to go over. Kerrigan still has a good bit of vision here. Now it's completely gone. Line of smoke in front of the train. There's going to be Device going first, Kirby, then Dupree and Glaive not too far behind, but the boost goes up. That's so good! Rain! Given a perch to just rain down hell from. Glaive's the first to go, but the bomb's going to be going in, and no one can stop it yet. But Nico did find Kirby in the meantime. Just down to Dupree and Device. Oh! Through the smoke! Device gets 2! The third was too far, and now Dupree left in a 1v3 up against a fully put up side with everything they still need.
Oh, that was such a gutsy boost. It works out. It pays off. Dupree, this would be a miracle. Nothing to do but get the kills. Kiyoshima's got the angle, though. It's not going to happen. Kerrigan sticks it. That boost can go horribly wrong as well. If those Tech-9s come streaming through the smoke before the boost is executed, it's 2 players dead. So 14-6 now. FaZe on the verge of making the grand finals.
Yet to drop around on this CT side. FaZe looking flawless. Looking like they've got a plan in mind and they want to stick to it. And Astralis are yet to just even get a mark on this board, and they've got to be feeling frustrated and downtrodden at this point. And it looks like Device wants to try and even the odds, but no one's giving him any bit of play. Nico fancies, no, it's Kerrigan! Kerrigan's the one to step on the train, and there's that double AWP again coming into play. And it is deadly. As you like Dupree's burning, what on earth is he up to?
Oh, he jumped into the flames. That's a lot of damage he didn't have to take. Kerrigan has the angle, misses the shot though. Flashbang out, he's in such a difficult position, and I don't think he can do anything from here. He's gonna fall. Glaive finds, it's all Astralis in this round. Kiyoshima, he's the last vestige of hope. And Zipnix with some hops, that's fancy.
He's doing it sideways, boys. Alu goes down in the end. It's Glaive to shut this one out, but maybe a breath of fresh air, or maybe just, I don't know, it's not even a window of opportunity here for Astralis. Their comebacks have happened throughout this game, sure, but this is so tough.
This is, we've referenced it a couple times, Astralis, their win at the E-League Major. This is reminiscent, a very similar situation, very similar scoreline on the T side. And Glaive again goes to a fast outer bomb site hit. This time at least they had the weapons for it, but it almost seems like he's just saying, all right guys, what we're lacking is the fragging power. We're not getting the kills. So just get out there, take fights, take all the thought process out of it. Look at the rush inner. Keo's not ready whatsoever. Oh, Rain, this could be the play that changes everything, but he's taken out as well. FaZe is out of this round. Glaive and Astralis have picked up the pace, and Astralis have nothing to respond with.
Where has this come from? Astralis just dug so deep. You don't see them just pick up the pace like that. You mentioned it once at the E-League match. You saw them just go for that crazy hit that kind of left everyone scratching their heads. Oh my God, that nade doesn't land. At least the crowd got excited. Molly now goes in. Alex still wants this frag so badly. Oh, God. Oh, try as you might. It doesn't always work out your way. Nico's going to try and stay alive, though. Keep this gun away and keep some sort of gun in his hand as well. Ooh, Zipnix is close by. He's still fighting Nico.
Oh, no.
Oh, my word, Nico. Not again there. Oh, Dupree puts him down, but that looked like maybe could have gone off and cost him even more money.
Yeah, definitely could have. And Kerrigan, wise timeout to call. Only pistols on the face side. They're forced into a save. Astralis looking like they're crawling back into it. Or running back into it. Those fast-paced tactics. You ask, where has it been? Or I mean, where did it come from? It's just, where has it been this entire game? Where's the assertiveness been?
No, you're right, and it's kind of hard to imagine even individually having to get that mental strength to go, all right, let's just run at them. Let's do it. Let's pick that pace up. You're running at some of the best players individually in this game. You're running at Rain. You're running at Nico. These kind of guys, you're taking those 1v1 fights with. That's pretty cool, guys. Kind of like it. All right, I want to hear that again later. Now, if you're FaZe, you've got a lot of rounds to play with. Let's be honest here. They're not in a massive rush, but it's a good time for the timeout. Don't let it go too far. Take that momentum away from Astralis and get your minds prepared for maybe that faster pace coming through again into the gun rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about having the utility, right? And I mean, the crazy thing is with the pace that Astralis set, they were getting by the utility. Triple nade, hoping they were going to go fast-paced again. Doesn't work out the way they'd like. This could be dangerous. Nico, what play are you going to make? It might not even matter. His teammates are all falling. Rain does get one. Nico still biding his time.
Kerrigan.
Oh, there's Rain. He's been spotted out as well. And some cheeky plays, some moments of danger, but it's not going to happen. It's a nice shutdown on a device. Molotov for space, but I don't think Kerrigan can get over. Jesus. Just everything being thrown at him.
Yep. In the kitchen sinks next, but he's going to try and get out of here with the AWP. Very few options of playing back into this one. And Dupree, Zipnix, and Kiebi might consider trying to get this one away from him. Dupree, oh no. Don't look at your gun, Dupree. Keep your eyes up that ladder, please.
I don't think they're going to go for this gun, or at least not too aggressively. I think they're trying to find out where he could be.
Sweet Jesus, Kerrigan gives it away. He's going to try and run. Dupree now scared, terrified. What do you do in these situations? It's both awkward as hell. The team flash came out. Now they're going back in. And no scope anymore? No. Job done. All back in the hands. Astralis put one on the board, but stop laughing at their misfortune.
The Kerrigan panic. I like it.
Sweet Jesus. All right, buy time again though for FaZe. A good buy as well, let's be honest here. Pretty much everything you'd want. No double AWP, not needed necessarily. That was kind of like the next go-to. They can fall back to what they were going at the start, but will Astralis again coming with this blistering pace they've seemed to find.
This is a little bit slower. I mean, taking time to throw the nades, they might just be posturing for it. And again, Hiroshima all alone. And yeah, that's a respect Molotov. He remembers what happens just the previous round. He doesn't want it to happen again. Drops it at the first sign of trouble. Astralis going to change things up, though. This is a lot of utility use. They have to go with it, and the Alu misses a shot. No flashbangs to disrupt him or anything, just a miss. There goes Nico. Device brought down very low. Alu's got to do something at the bomb train. More missing, and Rain is there to bail him out. Now it's Kerrigan's turn.
It's been all Rain keeping this together. Alu almost let this one slip. He's had 2 opportunities, but now Glaive's right on the doorstep, on the side, but the bomb's still with Dupree, pretty far away. They're looking for one more kill. Anything they can get here, and Rain is in such a big position. It makes it so uncomfortable. Kerrigan's going on the flank as well. There's a time limit now on what they can do here. Astralis desperate for a kill.
Well, and look at how passive FaZe has gotten as well with that flank coming in. They're trying to buy him time, and I think they've done a very good job of it. Rain's still alive. They know that's a worry. Everyone from Astralis, no utility. They just have to face in order to keep their teammates alive.
It's going to be just straight up gunfights. Rain, of course, he's going to win that out, but Kiebi and Glaive fight straight back, but it's down to Glaive in a 1v1 against Kerrigan. This is a huge round. This could be FaZe getting to match point. And he fakes it. He goes walkabouts Glaive. Will you predict it? No, it's Kerrigan. Up and over the top, gets the kill, gets the defuse, and gets FaZe to 15.
Map point for FaZe. Grand final point for FaZe. Kerrigan getting the clap going, getting the crowd into it. Astralis have to go 6 straight on the T side of Train. We mentioned Rain on this map specifically, a specialist, always performs, and that round was huge. Pinned down, still manages 3 kills, but all of his teammates were struggling. He gives them the time to get back into it.
Oh God, are they going to win this with a P90 on Keo, really? Sweet Jesus. They don't have much money, to be fair. These are close rounds. So again, they are having to kind of scrape these together, but interesting approach. Now, Astralis' buy is fine, but the problem is they are back to the wall CS throughout this. They even want a shot at OT. Aloe and Keo locking down B for now, and 3 players very attentively playing towards A.
Yeah, and Astralis has slowed the pace back down. Last time they tried to do it with the fake. This time they just go back. Didn't want to risk it all on a rush here. Plenty of utility as well for the terrorist side. They're content to just wait, see what FaZe is going to do, if there's any aggression, if there's any kind of trick plays coming out, and they're just going to execute.
This could be it. 1 minute time, and it could be FaZe in the finals. Smokes go in, flashes come out. Get yourself ready, it's about to be the hit coming through Device, Dupree, Kierby, Zipnix and Glaive, give it a go, but it's going to be Rain on the other side. That's the bomb down, step by step in the right direction, raised, completely unfazed, look at this. Nico finds Dupree, and step by step, they are on the verge of getting to the finals here. The FaZe landed this 1 kill from Nico, and there it is. It's FaZe to the IEM Sydney finals. And what a match they've had to prove their way. No tougher opponent, no bigger rivals. Astralis in their path and got crushed on Train.
Rain is an absolute god by the end of that game. Steadily improved over the course of the whole map. FaZe, the better team today. It's always interesting, these 2 teams, so many finals they've been in together. This felt like a grand final.
And it could have been, and it has been. And the last 2 times it's split between the 2. This time it's FaZe continuing their story here, the grand finals.
And it's also the story, the 2 teams playing chicken with the combo. That's always been a big one. The trap set by both teams. FaZe comes out on top this time.
And it was close. It was very, very close. But what a beautiful matchup we've seen. From start to finish, Cobble, as you said, the curveball. Yeah. And then what we had, Nuke, and that was just insane to watch. That turnaround, that comeback, that build.
Clutch.
But this, Train, was a real masterclass from FaZe there.
Yeah, I mean, a stunning first half from them, and then, I mean, just closing it out. I mean, that's been the problem at times. They even withstand Astralis' change of pace. I mean, so many different things that can be thrown at them.
All right, guys, Sydney, it's been pretty real. That has been a 6 semi-final, but let's head down to the stage to hear from OJ. I can imagine maybe Kerrigan.
Thank you very much, Lauren. If we get a final tomorrow between this team and SK, there's anything like that, you are in for a treat. First off, that penultimate round, 1-on-1 at the end, that was the moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good to have a 1 versus Glaive, right? So it felt good when I shot him and knew we had the match.
Let's talk about the final in a second. First off, that is 2 wins out of the last 2 meetings with Astralis. That's a personal victory for you.
It felt good, especially when you see how the beats went. So our trap worked from the group stage, right? We won the cobblestone.
And we've talked about this FaZe lineup, absolute bunch of superstars, rock and roll lineup that you've got there. They're now playing as a team.
Yeah, I feel like we come together as a team and as a family. We feel very confident in everything we do, every map. It's just amazing to be part of the whole FaZe family, and especially with all the people cheering for fans.
I mean, it has been an amazing atmosphere here. Have you enjoyed it?
I've really enjoyed it, especially when you say Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yes! Let's talk about tomorrow. SK, we saw them playing the first semi-final today. They looked good. They looked like they were back to the SK of last year, who won back-to-back majors. Do you fear them at all?
Yeah, I mean, when they want trained that way, so it's gonna be a very tough match tomorrow, especially when we are sharing the same map pool against them. So it's gonna be a long best-of-5 final tomorrow.
What words would you have for them? If they're watching right now, which I'm sure they are, what words do you have for them?
We won that trophy, but they also won. So let's the best team win tomorrow.
Should we have one more Aussie, Aussie, Aussie? Do you want to do it?
One last time, guys. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Yes, put your hands together for your second semi-finalist. Fabulous performance by Kerrigan, fabulous performance by FaZe. That was great. Let's hear it one more time, Sydney. You were epic.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, another one for the books. FaZe Clan, once again, victorious over Astralis. And it's not just the victory, it's not just the bragging rights, it's the one-way ticket they've punched to tomorrow's grand final against SK Gaming. Gentlemen, of course, I'm here with YNK and Sponge yet again. Train was a really interesting map between these guys. I think that is clear to see. FaZe played very loose at the start of that game. Very varied style of play up against Astralis.
We're talking about it backstage, right? In the interview, Carrigan said it's about being, unpredictable, and that's definitely what we saw. Just the way that they were taking, I think that the Alu one is the best example, where they just sent 3 players to Vines, and Alu just goes immediately for the pick on, it was his right side, and just destroys Device. And that kind of play, it's so difficult to read because it's counterintuitive. There's no structure to it. They're not really keeping to any system. They're just catching these players who are so fundamentally sound off guard and running with it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from this series, is that maybe, put it like this way, maybe Astralis played better like fundamental Counter-Strike, but FaZe played better Counter-Strike versus Astralis. They like figured them out completely. They wanted to surprise them basically. Astralis was just trying to go by default steps. Are they going to try and take control of Ivy? We have an Opera there, and you just have FaZe, as Chad pointed out, just Alu first guy in, runs dry peek, gets the kill, and after that FaZe just explodes onto the outer bomb site. It must be very frustrating for Astralis to play against FaZe, because they know that's not like the optimal way to play CS, but it's probably the optimal way to play against them right now.
Does this put more pressure on Glaive as an in-game leader to make these decisions mid-round in order to respond to this very random approach from FaZe?
The way you deal, or the way you can deal with this, is by being aggressive on the CT side yourself. Yanko mentioned it in the pre-show of the last game. If you take the aggression to them and you stifle them, or you find out a lot of information early, you know how to rotate correctly, and you can set yourself up with some contingency plans to deal with what they've decided to do. Plus, if you take early information when they're sending 3 players Ivy, 1 player Brown Walls, and 1 player Team Mid, you might find a free kill, and you have a man advantage. Even if they take that territory on the map, you can retake it, you can use the utility you have to pressure them and slowly bleed them out. But when you're losing the first player and you haven't taken a risk, you have to scramble. And on the CT side, we know how hard it is to play 4v5.
Carrigan said in the interview with OJ as well that the loss on Cobblestone was the trap. It was part of the trap here against Astralis. Can you guys maybe give some extra insight, or maybe explain why he might say that outside of just quality banter?
I mean, obviously they would have liked to have won on Cobblestone in the group stages, but when they realized that they're going to lose, it kind of worked in their favor, in a sense that that game they lost both pistols. They were down 5-0 and 6-0 in the first and second half, so didn't really have that much to show in the game. And coming into this best of 3, they knew that if they leave Cobblestone in, Astralis is going to pick it. Why wouldn't they? They had such a dominant win, but I think it was fairly obvious that FaZe had more to show on that map than we've seen, and unfortunately on Train, Astralis was in a position where they would lose both pistols and not able to have a strong start.
So let's talk about maybe our play of the series, because there were so many intense moments that we had uncovered, especially on the map of Train. But I believe we do have a particular man pulling out a particular style of clutch that would be very interesting to look over in a moment.
My MVP was the crowd.
Always a suck-up, Chad.
Yeah, I know.
Always a suck-up.
Proud.
This I believe, is Xyp9x's 1v4 clutch, though, here on Nuke.
Yeah, so just to build off of this, right, this is what he's known for, and this, he basically got them across the line on this match. It was a key turning point, essentially, for Astralis. And when this guy can pull out a round like this, even if he's not having a huge performance, this is an impact round. This is a huge performance in itself, a round like that.
Yeah, and definitely, FaZe made their own mistakes by challenging him early on for no reason, especially if you know it's Xyp9x. Like, why give him a chance when you know he's so good at playing those clutch rounds? But even with that, you need to realize Xyp9x does not have X-ray when he plays. He needs to pick his battles. He always goes for like the best play, the most optimum spot, and just is an amazingly intelligent player.
Do you think this is scary for Astralis going forward? When you saw all the mistakes that FaZe did make when they're in number advantages, going forward, those scorelines could be blowouts if FaZe are able to tighten that up. That's a prospect that I'm interested to see as we go forward.
It's true, but I think Astralis needs to adopt the approach of FaZe. They need to figure out the way to play against FaZe. Not like how to play as a team in general, just how do they beat FaZe, because FaZe is doing that. When they play Astralis, they know that they're their biggest opponent right now. They have this specific style that they use against them. I don't think FaZe is going to play in the same manner, for example, tomorrow in the grand final against SK, or maybe if they meet Navi in a game or a different opponent. But because they met in the 2 previous grand finals, they really did their homework on how to play against Astralis.
Do you fear? Do you fear for FaZe in that case then? I know you sort of mentioned it there as well, but...
I think the problem for, or not the problem, but the question for FaZe is how will they fare against some of the other teams, right? Because in Katowice, they didn't really meet any of the best teams. A lot of them dropped in the group stages. Similar thing happened in Kiev. They did beat G2 at that tournament in the quarterfinals by winning all 6 pistols. That helped them a lot.
Sure.
But I want to see FaZe, for example, first thing tomorrow against SK in the grand final, and also at future tournaments meeting the likes of Navi or VP. You know, maybe FaZe versus Astralis is just a very favorable matchup for FaZe. We had that in the history of CS, you know, teams beating one another, but just having favorable matchups.
Well, let's have a look at the bracket for tomorrow. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. I think a lot of people can probably guess exactly where we're going with this one, but it is time for our grand final tomorrow. It's going to be SK Gaming going up against FaZe Clan, and that will be an incredible way to cap things off here at IEM Sydney with a big best of 5. And you guys already said quickly, just as a teaser, you probably already know what maps will be played in that best of 5.
I'm pretty sure Nuke will be banned, and the other, what did we say, the Cobble? Yeah, they'll be the 2 maps removed. So the 5 maps is clear cut. This is where it gets to who gets to pick the maps in what order, and that becomes very important in a best of 5, especially if one team is, you know, an underdog, because if they can get a string of maybe their 2 good maps in the first 3, that's much better for them. We're going to extend the series that way.
Well, there it is. You've got your little teaser for tomorrow, and ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be something else. The grand finals of Intel Extreme Masters Sydney will be kicking off here at 1:15 p.m, so make sure you tune in and see who will take the crown from Sydney. We'll see you then.
Like a bit.